This morning, family members of the troops killed in Kabul's Abbey Gate terror attack are now in Washington. The Gold Star families are gathering for a roundtable discussion hosted by the House Foreign Affairs Committee. This weekend marked 2 years since 13 American troops were killed while assisting evacuations in Afghanistan. Now those families and lawmakers alike have been critical of President Biden's response to the Taliban takeover. A recent State Department report concluded that both the Trump and Biden administrations made critical errors while planning that withdrawal. Joining us now is Congressman Darrell Issa, senior member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Congressman, thanks for being with us this morning.
Well, thanks for having me on, and thanks for covering the Gold Star families and their words, which I think are what you're going to hear today directly from them.
Yeah, it's crucial for all of us to hear what they have to say. We spoke with the Gold Star father earlier in the show, and as you know, families are still fighting for answers. They want their loved ones' belongings back. They're waiting for a presidential apology, all while still grieving. It's hard to even fathom. What do you hope that these Gold Star families will gain from today's roundtable?
Well, I think there's two things we want. First, we want to put the real face on the completely reckless withdrawal from Afghanistan. These are the surviving victims, if you will, in many ways. But secondly, we also want to hear about the challenges that they've had that we believe our country owes them better. Obviously, you mentioned the personal belongings and things of that sort, but there's been an inconsistency in how they've been treated as far as access to bases, information. Many of the Gold Star family are parents. Many of these young people were not married, and they're really being treated in a way in which our committee wants to find out and then make the changes, regardless of whether it's Foreign Affairs or Armed Services or Veterans Administration. We want to get it right. But most importantly, this is part of a process of getting to the truth on Afghanistan withdrawal in a way in which we can prevent it from happening again. We owe it to the 163 that were killed there, to the thousands who served, but particularly to the 13 who died needlessly because of the chaos on that day.
Yeah, the father we spoke to earlier said he wants people to know that this isn't just a news story or a headline. This was his child. These were people's children and siblings and spouses. You've extended an invitation to President Biden to set up a meeting with the Gold Star families. Have you received any sort of response from the president?
You know, we've done multiple invitations. We've received only an acknowledgement that they received our invitation. It's clear, and I'm going to be not a little sarcastic, but a lot sarcastic, that the president is too busy vacationing to take time out for any of these families. And he's been on a vacation basically for 2 years, almost to the day. And I'll give you an example. The speaker lowered the flag of the Capitol to half-mast and made the announcement. And a few minutes later, the White House, not the president, put out a statement. And that statement was so poorly written that it lost track of what the importance of the day was, talking about the many who died in Afghanistan rather than the 13 who gave their lives helping with that evacuation.
And Congressman, when you're talking about this, and also the father earlier said that he wants President Biden to do more, but what exactly does that look like? I mean, at what point would you say, you know what, thank you, justice is served? Is it more than just a statement? What exactly does that look like for you and these families, though?
Well, the three things the family wants is the truth about how it happened, and we're working on that. The belongings, including pictures that mean so much when you've lost a son or a daughter, and that's unforgivable that those are still being withheld. And then lastly, a real effort to make sure it doesn't happen again, and that Gold Star families, when it does happen unavoidably, are treated better than these individuals have been treated. Those are really the points that we want to get to. These families say it better than I can. So I would ask everyone to look online or to look on your service for the actual coverage today, because I'd rather they hear the words of the family rather than politicians talking as we often do.
Yeah, well, it's impossible to fathom the pain that they're going through, the answers that they also deserve. We're going to follow that roundtable discussion later on today. Congressman Issa, thanks so much. As always, appreciate your time.
Thank you. And thanks so much for covering this.
Yeah, of course. We'll stay on top of it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.